Welcome back everyone to Let's Play War on the Sea in our US campaign episode number 9. I just feel so excited to get back into this game every night when I'm doing my recording. This is a lot of fun. We had a really good success with the Dauntlesses eliminating 2 Japanese heavy cruisers. That does leave a convoy out here, which is still fully intact from a transport standpoint, but eliminating all but 2 destroyers means the new Task Force 10 entering the AO is going to be the perfect thing to undertake an elimination of that convoy. Now, unfortunately, it's not the only convoy running around. And, lest we forget, somewhere to the north, there's also a Japanese cruiser task force that is exactly the match for Task Force 10, at least on paper. We also have I've been told in the comments, I have launched these B-17s before, but I didn't realize they actually have the range to make it exactly to Guadalcanal. So if we kind of put a radius thing to ourselves here, I don't know if this map is in perfect. I don't know if it's like exactly a square grid everywhere. Sometimes when I'm looking at, so I launched from Milner Bay as well. We have deployed a new set of Wildcats here. Yeah, so when I take, like, let's just take this one for example. So if I go like about I don't know, like an inch on the screen, it's 200. Go over here, 200, 200, 200. Is it the same in all directions? I think it is, but I'm not exactly sure. So, anyways, we'll do something like this. That'll be pretty good. And we're heating up our patrol, escalating our patrols because, well, they're slipping through, and we need more information. Good thing Naval also now can contribute to these, although not immediately. Again, I had to go back and assign tasks to everybody, so now the Triton is going to do some kind of zigzag path. These are in the area I want them to be in, so at this point I'm just going to have them start patrolling. I think something like this will work nicely. Yeah, something like this, because I guess they'd be coming from that area. And you are going to patrol from the Rabaul area, so yeah, this is going to be a little more like this. Something like that. Maybe working your way down sometimes. Anyway, good luck over there. Similar story with the Tambers. I mean, our subbers are in position. I'm expecting us to have some opportunities to attack some convoys very soon. I just want to patrol this area, try to eliminate or at least detect anything going through this. Obviously we did have a Japanese convoy, or cruiser task force I should say, that did go up there. Man, there's like endless possibilities. What is going on? And we know that the Japanese are going to be loaded with command points. There's been enough comments about how the AI is going to be putting out a lot of surface units. So we'll do our best to manage, and so far the hero of the day, not too surprisingly, is the Enterprise. She has just really done a number. I mean, if you count all the work that she's done. Now what's the downside? She is running quite low on aircraft. Once these Dauntlesses come back, I mean, look at only 5 Avengers. So we're gonna have to make a run back to New Hebrides, and that, thank God, Task Force 10 is here, but is that going to be enough by itself? There's going to be a serious lack of American pressure or presence, really, while she's absent from the theater, and that's, I mean, at least from the AO, and that's not good. Anyways, we'll move on and just see how everything works out. I just want Task Force 6 to, like, kind of stay close by. I'm going to put her into a box patrol over here until we have something more for her to do. Right now, Guadalcanal is still level 1. Florida Island's still level 1. Oh, you guys can RTB since you have used your load at this point. We did find what we were looking for up here, so this is going to be also okay. In fact, really, I want you with your last legs to go as far to the west, west was right, as possible. Now, you're in a perfect line. Yeah, that's like perfect. You'll fly over, I think, task this one. Okay. Wildcat, what? Oh, we found something. A submarine. This is really interesting. We have a submarine versus submarine. I'm going to ignore this because better than having a submarine attack a submarine, we can have, yeah, a destroyer attack a submarine. So let's pull the Triton back just so she doesn't get involved in the action. Hopefully doesn't get involved in the action. Do this. What's this Wildcat doing? Okay, I think that's okay. So you'll move just right away over there. Please, I hope. We don't know their course or what they're doing quite yet. Enemy ship spotted near Wildcat. Okay, there it is. There's the other one. Man, this is a tricky situation. We do have Avengers we could launch. I really wish it would report to me what this is. I'm pretty sure that it is the other group, but I don't have full certainty on that. Now, the other group does have the cruiser that was damaged. So does it make sense? Well, I mean, okay, I'm thinking about it this way. It doesn't make sense for us not to try to send out our Avengers and get, like, even if all of them are eliminated, we will get a full supply. I mean, we can replenish our aircraft. In my head, I'm kind of role-playing, hopefully we don't lose the pilots, although this is not part of the game, but I like to keep it in mind. One of the things we could do is actually send our Avengers out to depth charge the submarine. But then we won't have a force that's really capable. Even sending one Avenger, which is, I don't think, likely to sink the submarine. Even sending one out of our 5 is just such a lot. We'll lose so much firepower against these. I think sending 5 Avengers against this group, I'm not sure if all of them will get out. We'll probably lose one. We might lose more than that. But no, I think that's the right thing to do. I think we're going to have to go with that. So we'll go ahead and launch them with torpedoes. Okay, actually, I'm immediately reconsidering whether or not I wanted to do that. But let's go with it. I also want to see where they're going to go. It will be interesting to see, like, where exactly are these transports headed? We'll ignore. Okay, so now we can start. They are moving this way. Okay. I'm gonna try it. Okay, so their endurance is 580. It's just too far, but we might get lucky. We'll try it. Go for broke here. Here we go. So the B-17s are off. It's going to take them a long time to get over there, but with any luck... Yeah, she is moving west. With any luck, we will get that. And this is going to keep tabs on that. You are, it looks like, going to come over, so we'll toss you into the world. Do we want to launch any more aircraft with the Enterprise? No, I don't think so. Let's keep at least 4 on reserve just in case, you know, suddenly a airstrike force shows up. Don't go that way. Come back. Yes. 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 I really should be keeping my eye out for different things, but I guess nothing was discovered over here. Let's go a little bit further. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Okay, so get into the world. Please do not have... I hope you didn't pull my destroyers in. You did. Does that mean they're unavailable for combat? I don't know. Let's get over to the destroyers and use our radar, which might help us detect where the aircraft are. Send one. Oh, got him. Okay, good. So, target the closest and attack. It might only just be that one. And we really didn't need to do this, of course. It would have been fine if we had let this go. But it's also quite fine, I think, to take it out. Now, I don't think we need to do this on camera. It's kind of a nothing action. Just shooting, you know, it's just shooting them right out of the sky. But, you know, it shouldn't take long. I wish that there was time compression, but that's okay. Should be over really quickly. And then we'll be on our merry way. Got him. Stop shooting. Don't shoot your own friend. I don't know if we have friendly fire turned on, but, you know, definitely better not to risk it. Okay, so that's that. I think we can just leave this battle. Perfect. Now the question is, did that count as Task Force 5 engaging? Is that going to matter? Those are the questions I don't know. So, okay, you are RTB. That's fantastic. Oh, I didn't even know you're... I was expecting you to go back to the task force. But nope, you're actually heading... Where are you going? Oh, you're probably... reached the end of your patrol leg. Alright, well, let's keep this down here. In fact, we'll close that. They might be moving towards the Florida Islands. I can't tell. Anyways, let's pause real fast. Because they're heading that way, so we'll try to angle for them. Reynolds ready to launch. Does she have any aircraft? No. Okay, well, as soon as we get something back for you to launch, we'll launch. I feel like those guys are just about to run into each other. At the same time, our Avengers are flying right over Guadalcanal. They should be spotting that. We got them. Okay, so this is... Wait, did you see that? I definitely saw 2 cruisers in that group, but then it said 2x cruiser, 2x destroyer, 6 merchant. Actually, I think it went destroyer, cruiser, merchant. And then when I rested over it again, I'm gonna have to go back in post when I'm editing this, see if am I seeing things, which is exactly what I'm sure spotting pilots were asking themselves after they had to make a spotting report. Okay, but whatever the case is, we will get into the world now. Oh man, we got 2 world things to execute, I think. So let's get into the world here, execute this, and then we'll move over to our, yeah, we found them. And then we'll move over to the submarine, destroyer versus submarine. Okay, start. Steady up. 7, 5, steady up. Let's pause and see what we got here. Is one of them damaged? Wow, oh my gosh, it really is just the transports. Well, this is a surprise. Like, what is going on here? Okay, now we don't have a submarine near enough to really make it worth our while to go after the destroyers. Obviously, if we went after the destroyers, this would be like just sitting on a platter for any submarine. But I think we're instead going to go for the transports. Okay, so let's have 4 and 5 reform. Do a little bit of maneuvering here. I'm not going to bother identifying the transports. I don't think it's too important. Have them... Okay, let's unpause and then have them drop altitude as well. Now I really do wish I had bombs, not torpedoes. Because I have a bad feeling we might lose some... We might lose some Avengers to the just incredibly inaccurate but incredibly ferocious AA fire from these transports. I feel like it's a little overdone. By the way, I don't know if anybody caught this yet. I called this Santa Cruz. This is obviously Sabo Island. I get to listen to myself too when I'm done recording, and you know the things I say. My goodness. But you guys have been a fantastic sports about it in the comment section. So thank you. All right. Send 8 here, get them on the way. And you guys will head this way, but you'll head a little bit after. Here we go. Should be about right. Okay, not available. Well, let me go ahead and come back into the action once we are a little bit closer. It's been really cool. I don't know how visible this will be for you, but I've just very slowly been starting to see these black dots become more and more clear as they approach. And yes, those are our Avengers. I kind of like to imagine what it's like to be on one of these ships when... Oh, good lord. Well, this is okay. It's a merchant ship. We'll probably just score 2 hits. I would prefer Vic formation, but most important thing is try to get everyone out of here. So let's stick with number 1 first, because I'm going to have them turn off to the right and immediately start climbing. As soon as we launch. Oh, there we go. There's our drop. Okay, climb, and let me see how we're doing with... Oh, wow, we already lost 4. Oh, boy. So, 7. Get out of there. Think he's gonna make it. Alright, we got hits. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay. They're just a little bit slow to get there. We did get a hit. 7 was struck by a torpedo, 8 was hit by a dud, and 1 non-dud. Okay. Oh, damn it, we lost 3. Wow, they got 3? After all that? We're way far away. So we lost 2 Avengers for what? I don't know. I don't know. Is this... I don't know how resilient these merchant ships are. They do have some just... it's just ungodly amount of AA on these. Would I expect 2 of my 5 Avengers to go down against transports? I don't think so. Okay, it's possible. The thing is, I don't think this should be the norm, but it probably is. Now, merchants carrying stuff do suffer a really bad penalty to their efficiency, their ability to do any kind of damage control steps, including fighting fires, which is going to work in our favor here. It may, hopefully not, but it may work against us when our own merchant ships are attacked. Okay, for the time being, let's just see, is anybody, I doubt it, but is anybody not damaged? No, nobody's not damaged. In fact, if I'm... Oh, it's interesting. It's like different spots. It's on your wing, but it's definitely like your fuselage. Oh, we can see the burning ships in the background. That's really cool. Very neat. I'm still going to turn around number 2. For some reason, I imagine that they're the best off out of everyone. So let's come back over here and see what happens to these ships, just to get a confirmation about whether or not they sink. Now 2 is good, climbing quickly. Yeah, that is Savo Island. It's just so cool to be able to visualize these things, by the way. If you want to know, like, in the Battle of Savo Island, when the Japanese snuck over here, and, like, I don't know, is it Chicago? Captain Bode? And the county. The county. We had the other force up here that came down, and Japanese snuck around. I don't know, it's just cool to be around here and to kind of imagine it all happening. Anyway, what do we have here? We have... well, the fires are still burning, which is a good sign. I'll come back in when we get something substantial. Either a sinking ship or the fires being put out. Alright, 8 has just been reported sinking. And 7 is also very low in the water. I just saw an explosion. I just don't think that they're going to be able to fight these fires. Her nose is pretty low. Just feel like she's going to go down. Look at that. The fires are all over now. Oh man, she's got to be a lost cause. My Avenger's just swimming in circles, or, you know, flying in circles. Oh, look at that. Secondary's going off. There it is. Okay, good. We got what I wanted. Haha. So we sank 2, and that's going to be half point. It looks like you get half the command points. Those are 10 each, so we get 10 for both of them. Did lose two aircraft, but this is kind of expected. And hey, those are 2 less aircraft that can contribute to the resupply. Now before we go any further, let's step into the world over here. 43 command modes, so we're actually racking them up. So we expect that... Wait, what's the sea state? 6? Oh my gosh, 26 knot winds? Jeez, holy cow. There is a layer. This is all going to be miserable. Well, let's see what happens. First, we've got to probably pour on the coals just to make sure that we are not hit by a torpedo. We need to be on the lookout for torpedoes. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we got ourselves some business. Now, I'm not going to drag you through the same old ASW routine. I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with this. Sink it. Now let me know in the comments if you want to see these ASW events. I want to show some of them too, but since I showed, was it just one last time? But the last one, I mean, it was a Sea State 6. It was a long, kind of boring, I think, fight. So I might just, if we get into depth charge range, maybe I'll show that. But essentially this first part, okay, the first part can be interesting. I guess the main reason why I want to like pause and skip all this is because I'm really excited to get into the good stuff. Which to me is not this. It's more, I want to be doing the attacks to take islands now. I'm ready. Let's level that out. That's certainly going to be enough. Selfridge, you're probably going to be doing the same thing. So Q, but let's get your speed up. Let's try to remember where these torpedoes are coming from over here. So Farragut, actually, we want you to turn back into these torpedoes a little bit. Somewhere right about there. Don't want to turn too much. There is momentum on these. But yeah, okay, I've clearly dodged the torpedoes, so I'm going to go ahead and cut back here. We'll see what happens with the submarine. I'm pretty sure we'll have good success. Just making sure you're out of the line. You are. Okay, good. So... Well, if I was a submarine, I would say this is not a good situation. I kind of like doing this now from the trailing in the water. It's kind of more fun. You can't see the submarine ahead of time as easily. Anyway, this is probably going to be a dead. This is a Type B2. It's our first B2 that I've encountered, I think. I mean, in this campaign at least. But I imagine we're about to make very short work of this submarine. Yeah, so our solution is very quickly dropping. I'm just hoping that we can get torpedoes or depth charges off before we completely miss it. She's going fast enough. I think we're going to have to ride this one out a little bit. Oh, that's probably good. So there they go, into the water. Let's turn back pretty hard. These are looking good, though. Oh, wow. She's already got some bruising. That's a lot of depth charges in the water. Now, the Farragut still has some depth charges. A few more. Let's go back to a 1 pattern. Maybe just fire 1 more. Into the water they go. Might miss with these. Is she dead stopped? Thought I didn't do a full pattern. Yeah, there's her blowing the ballast. So we should be dead stopped. That's what I'm understanding from all this. Yeah, we don't know where she is, but hey, the Selfridge is coming up. Why don't Selfridge, you're actually kind of getting into a good position. Let's have you stop. Rudders amidship. Don't follow waypoints, that's actually good. I want you to start detecting. Very good. You're pretty much right on top of her, right? Kind of. Just to go backwards a little bit. I think she's going to be coming up to the surface. The big question for me is she coming up to the surface? Okay, but I'm not going to let you... I'm not going to force you to wade through this abomination if they get to the surface and shoot me. Okay, well, she sank before I had to do anything else, so just 1 batch of 3 and then 1 extra batch was what got the job done. all thanks to the Wildcats who spotted her on the surface, and that is why aircraft are truly a submarine's worst enemy. So you've done your job, Task Force 5. I think you actually need to go rearm as well. Which means the 45 points we have saved up here. Okay, we have a couple more depth charges, I guess. So we'll stick in the area a little bit longer. But it's getting... They are very thin on depth charge count. So... Man, this is actually a lot of submarines, too. Just patrol... And you know what? We can probably do like a moving patrol back to base. And after you do this, then we'll just have you go home. So just do one more patrol sweep. Okay, Triton, you can continue now that we know that that's problem solved. That's kind of an ugly patrol pattern. Let's be a little bit nicer to Triton. That's pretty big, but considering how slow the Triton is, I don't know if that's necessary. But okay, Avenger, you guys RTB because you're out. The Dauntlesses are back, I guess, at this point. No, yeah, they are, but not. We can't launch for another hour. Okay, so let's just kind of take stock of everything as we move forward here. Good. Enterprise is ready to launch aircraft. So the downside of launching... Oh, it looks like we only have 8 dive bombers left. The downside of launching them is we can't launch them at someone else. But this is a pretty nice target. And the more ships we take out, the easier, you know, I mean, less AA in the area. I don't know, I can't not do it. So get on up there. I know we have some B-17s on the way. I don't know what they're going to find. By the time they get over here, it's going to be so long. The tactical or the strategic situation even will have changed so much. Rental ready to launch. Yeah, that's something we want to take advantage of. Okay, so where do we want to send you? Probably like 337. So pretty much right over here then. Just give me a sweep in that arc. Oh, okay, another one. Let me just see what this is. Okay, it's basically to that island there. So we will launch the other ones. Where do they want to go? So we have a sweep to here. What do we want? A sweep over here? 337? Okay. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Enterprise. What do you have with you? Wildcat-wise, yeah, you do have one extra. We'll send this, I think over this way. And actually I'm going to kind of break my rule. I'm going to send them this way, and then I'm going to send them along the outside of the islands. So essentially I'm going to do this, but we know that patrol waypoints aren't working. Supposedly they work in the next beta, and that'll eventually be our patch, but it isn't our patch yet. Okay, here they come back. What are you? Go RTB. They don't know how to get home. So our signaler, our radar coordinator, has radioed them in the correct direction now, which is good. Okay, good. We are still finding. So Guadalcanal 00. Florida 00, which means maybe we've actually stopped their attempts to reinforce. I would like to think that. Still not getting anything over here, though. That's a little unfortunate. I'm not going to worry about keeping Wildcats. So... Split the difference, maybe? Or just send another one out in that direction? Sure. Okay. Go a little bit further, Wildcats, or sorry, Dauntless, before we get you into the fight. That's good. Enterprise ready to launch. Okay, let's drop into the world. And this will probably be the last thing I do for this video. Just north of Guadalcanal. I mean the Henderson airfield. Okay, there they are. Clear as day. I don't think we need to mess around with anything in this. So what I could do, though, is I could get 4 to detach, and I can get 8 to follow her. Let's not do this. Okay, so 4 and 8. That's going to be... because I only want groups of 3. Okay, this is a little weird. Get you to nav up. You to nav up. And you to nav up. Is this a little too close? Are you guys already taking flak? Not yet. Good. So we're going to still do this thing where we just pick off the rear and then fly on out. So that should be 4, and I guess somewhere... Okay, 8 is supposed to be joining, so break and join, form up. 4-8, forming up on 4. Good, that's what I wanted. We're not going max speed, so they should have more than ample opportunity to do that. Let's move them out to the west a little bit to get them lined up for their attack. And then we'll go on in. Alright, here we go. So 1 is going to target 4. 5 is going to target 5, and 4 is going to target 6. Or I could actually... No, this is fine. We're going to do it this way. And go time. Alright, let's see how this works. So I sent the group of 2 against the rearmost one. Who's in the lead here? Okay, so let's have you guys do a little bit of zigzag first to let the others catch up. Okay, go ahead and form up and do your attack now. No sense in being like so far ahead. We want all of them to experience the dive bomb at the same time. Experience the dive bomb. To do the dive bomb. And I'm finding the Vic formation works really well with 3s. The 4th one tends to miss way on the side, and yeah, and surely this is not the way you would normally do dive bombing, but we've already discussed that. This is just a gameplay thing. I just love watching them coming in. Beautiful formations, good graphics. See the AA is already starting. Like, who's putting up this really dense flag? Do the Japanese... I guess those Japanese might have... oh, gosh, one of them's really hurt already. They might have... They do have dual... No, these have dual purpose? I don't believe it. Oh, no. Did we lose one? Oh, 4 was hit by a dud. We just can't get away from duds. Oh, wow. Okay, that was still good. Looking good. Oh, that was a beautiful shot, too. Let's make sure that they're turning right and not left. I forgot to set them up in a good formation, but they might have gotten out okay anyway. Yeah, you guys are doing the wrong thing. Climb and climb. This might be a miracle. We might get out with everyone. Oh, please, 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 please. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, no. No, 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 no. Just climb. Just climb. Whatever you're doing, you're moving away from him now. 4 is sinking. Oh, this is really good. So far, no losses. 4 is already sinking. 5 is not looking good. 5 is sinking, and 6 is also not. Look at that. So low in the water in the rear. Fire's ablaze. I think we're going to get all 3. Now, I've been, correctly, I think, called very greedy about my strikes, but this is, when you get greedy and it all works out perfectly, when it all comes together like this, obviously it takes, like, we're riding the razor's edge. Like, you might have said, okay, this is much better to do 2 groups of 4 just to make sure that with whatever kind of waggle, we make sure we get 2 merchants and don't leave like 2 wounded and only sink 1, something like this. That's a fair comment. But every now and then I push it pretty far and I still get everything. And if that ends up happening in this case, which it looks like it will, that's the mwah, chef's kiss. Looks like we can just speed up time here. Our Dauntlesses are... yeah, they're leaving the scene. I really don't think that fires are... well, we need to send somebody back. Nobody here. They're all wounded. Well, looks like this one's not as wounded. Who is that, 2? It's 3. Let's send 3 back. Just, you know, maintain really high altitude, really high speed. Okay. Oh, 6 is sinking. Okay, we don't need to wait around any longer then. Mission accomplished. WWII sunk, giving us 15 more command points. We're leaving only 1 transport and 2 escorting destroyers. So the Japanese destroyers are probably going to need a lot more captains in the near future, as I foresee a lot of seppuku going on. A lot of dishonorable captains not wanting to return to their command and saying that they have failed, that all their charges have been destroyed, have been sunk. Now I think that's a good place to call this episode to a close. As much as I would like to continue, I probably will. And look at that, 60 command points. How many did it take? 6 plus 6, 12. Plus the 2, which was 28. That was 42. And then the 2 22s is 84. So we need 84 command points to get another group like this. We're only shy of it by 24 points. Maybe it's time to get a second transport group going so that we can start resupplying Renal, or maybe make a push for... What if we did this? I don't know what's going on in Guadalcanal and Florida Islands, but I could take the Santa Cruz Islands. I don't know. This is actually quite tough. An interesting thing for me to think about. Where would we go to conquer something next? I think Renal Island, even with just a level 1 airbase, is sufficient for our needs. I also have been told about how kind of difficult Renal Island would be to fashion any kind of airbase, and it kind of makes me want to play a little more historically, ignore Renal Island beyond our level 1 airbase. What if we went over and took Maliata? We'd be in such close proximity, and we'd have to go and put an airbase there and eventually just build it up. And ultimately our objective is to get a big airbase on Guadalcanal. But, and they don't have an airbase there yet. I mean, I've heard a lot of warnings about them building up there, but I feel like we may have stopped them from delivering the supplies. Remember, they need somebody to deliver engineering, and they need a tanker to deliver fuel in order to build up the airfields, or the ports, but I think they'll do airfields. And I don't know if they've been able to do that yet. B-17's inbound. Yeah, so I'll think about what to do off camera, but this was a really fun episode. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you back for the next one. Until then, stay safe and take care.